I saw this filthy snare drum in the bins at the Goodwill outlet store. Look how dirty the heads and the chrome are on this. Believe me, I didn't even want to touch it. That's how disgusting it was. Took the rims and the heads off, washed the bottom head in the sink because the bottom head was sort of okay. And then I used steel wool to get all the rust spots off as best as I could. It took hours, but look how clean it ended up coming out. And then I put the bottom head back on. I bought a new head for the top at Goldie and Libro Music Center. These snares aren't great, but they're okay. And look how clean it is now. Amazing difference. So that was the short version of how I cleaned up this drum in case you want to sign off now. If you want to see in more detail, we'll take it from the top here. When I found this drum, it was pretty much discarded in this bin of junk. Filthy. I know some drummers like a dirty head like this. It's well worn, but I like a brand new, clean, freshly tuned head. And so I'm going to, take this all apart, clean it up, and I'll show you step by step what I did. These snare wires were really twisted. I straightened them out, but I think ultimately I'll replace those snare wires. They're not that expensive. So let's start by unscrewing these lugs and getting these heads off. It's a big job, but we'll go step by step. You could hear how crunchy these are. They're just filthy. A lot of people, when they stop playing drums, they end up eating pizza and having their lunch on the drum set. So you'll find all crumbs and dust and lint inside the drum head here. It's pretty disgusting. Right now I'm using a screwdriver to loosen this strap so I can remove the snares altogether. I want to wash everything, get rid of any mold, mildew, rust, dirt. When a regular drum key is too slow, I use this speed key, much faster. All the lugs I'm going to soak in hot soapy water just to help get rid of some of the dirt. Some people use WD-40 and let it soak overnight. They say it helps remove rust, but I don't like the smell of it, and I don't want to wait a whole day. From this angle, you can really see the film of dust and dirt that's on this drum head. This is the bottom head, the resonant head, the snare side head. It's very fragile, so I'm going to carefully wash this with lukewarm water and dish soap. You just got to be careful not to break it, and then I will dry it as well. I recommend drying everything thoroughly and then letting it air dry for a while. You don't want to trap any moisture inside the head and the rim when you reassemble it. Now we're taking off the batter side, the side you hit with the drumstick. Look inside this rim. This is what I was talking about. It's full of dust and pollen and grit and crumbs and bugs and you name it. Pretty hideous. Nothing that hot water and steel wool can't handle. I'm pretty rough with the steel wool and the gloves because it's all chrome plated and it really brings it back to life. You just have to remember to rinse it thoroughly and then dry it thoroughly. So here we go. I'm not trying to make it perfect, but what a difference. Look at that beautiful shine. Now I could take chrome polish and, polish it up and buff it off and it will be like new, but I really just want to make it better than it was. Now that it's dry, we'll reassemble it while we listen to Jimi Hendrix and Mitch Mitchell live in Hawaii. We'll start with the snare side and carefully put the head back on, make sure all the lug holes are lined up. I like to press the head down in the center to keep the tension even as I tighten the lugs. Here's the new head for the batter side. I love these heads. This is the Remo Controlled Sound, or CS. It's the black dot. Classic rock and roll. Look at that. If you put these on the snare and the toms, it's quite a good look, and they sound nice. They have a great ring to them, but it's controlled. Again, we evenly tighten in a sort of a star pattern here as we tighten the lugs and press down the center to keep the tension even. I'm even replacing these snare straps, and then we'll tighten it down secure. Let's give it a tap here. Sounds good. Once the tension is even, I'll tighten up the bottom head and the top head, and we'll really make that thing crack. Look at the difference. Again, if you remember from the beginning of this video how filthy this drum was inside and out, but now with a little elbow grease and new heads, it's beautiful to look at. And we'll see how it sounds with the drum kit.